Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Real Housewives of Lagos After Party. We will be recapping episode 8. There will be some tea and some shade. I don't know where it will come from, but you guys know this was gbasgbos Pro Max, okay? gbasgbos Pro Max. And so with that, I'm just going to introduce myself. I am Tina.
And I'm OG too.
Hello, OG. Hello, OG. Are you ready for this?
I am. I
For
am so
this?
ready. Honestly, I
Oh,
am.
God. I went and got a glass of wine. It is 10 a.m. Okay.
Oh,
I went
oh.
and got a glass of wine. What are you drinking?
I'm taking cocktail. I mean, it's
Yeah.
past 3 in the
Yeah.
afternoon here. I'm
Yeah,
just hanging at my lounge here now, taking cocktail.
I needed a drink because again, this is an after party. And after the
Yes.
show is the after party, and that after party you get turned up, you get your drinks, you get your wine, you get your cocktail, whatever beer, whatever you want to do to listen up for the after party. So we're listening up for the after party. So let's get started. What are your
Yes.
thoughts?
Oh
What are
my
what are your
goodness.
thoughts on this episode? Let's just start.
I
Just give us like a quick 1 minute, like what your
Okay, I have a lot of highlights on this episode. I think I should start with Shioma's charity, rather her Good Way Foundation. Uh, I was touched and everything, especially when the woman was talking about the late son that passed away because they were not able to afford the hospital bill and everything. I was very emotional at that period. Like it kind of broke my heart, and I appreciate and love the fact that Choma tried to give back to the community and
mm,
all those people that I think she gave out 200,000 each to 5 people. That's like 1 million.
mm-hmm,
So it's a very commendable act and of kindness from Choma. So it's one of my high highlights or high points for this episode. Then another part is the sit down talk with Laura did with her husband. I have a lot of questions like,
mm,
oh God. Anyway, we'll get to that part. Then the meeting, the fights, the gara gara, the everything. Oh, the fashion too. I must mention that. Choma walked in with Dio. I mean, she was just giving us Choma Dio. There was Dio head from head to toe, like she was giving. So yes, then um the fights, Caroline was unhinged. Like, how do you shade, curse, in fact, throw glasses and everything, and your shades and your this thing are still on, like nothing. I don't know if you remember this slap by Yanko Juku and one former ex-governor's wife in Nigeria here. That's what Caroline was giving me on that scene. Bianca
mm-hmm.
slapped one ex-governor once at one occasion, one event that they went for, and Bianca's gele or whatever did not move. Like she was still sitting pretty. That's what Caroline was giving me.
Oh yeah, I remember. It was like, is it Imo State or Anambra State governor?
Anambra State, yes,
Mhm.
Anambra State.
Bianca says, "Okay, I'm gonna
Ex-
slap you."
yes, that's what this whole episode was giving me. Oh my god!
Yeah, let
So
me give you my roundup, and I think we both have the same kind of high points throughout. I have to say, I have been waiting, and the two people who have given me this thus far is Toyin with when she went to Mushin. Was it Surulere? Yeah, is it Mushin or Surulere? She went to when she took them to the Zanga.
yes,
Yeah, and I
yes.
think it was like episode before last or something like
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
Yeah, when she took them to the Zanga, and then when she was giving back to the mosque and stuff, and that was really, I love that. I love that, and and obviously, for those of you who have not listened to episode 5 by now, Tony. was on our podcast on Friday and with Auntie Fumi. And so, we talked at length with Toyin. And towards the end of that podcast, she talked about how those kids, the area boys really like her. They think she's the area mama. They come over, and she talked about a kid named Lakon. And so I say all that to say, like, it's nice to see that giving back. It's nice to see that connecting with your community, with the community, and also not forgetting where you come from. Like, you never forget where you come from, because the same people who helped lift you up when you were up, they're going to be the same people to hold you up so that you never fall back down. But don't if you don't ever come back down to that level to kind of just make sure that everyone is good, that holding you up thing will start getting weaker and weaker, and you're going to fall back down. It's going to come crashing. It's not going to be a pretty fall. So in a way, so I have to commend Tony, and I have to say the Good Way Foundation, the one that Choma did, I have been waiting for something like this for a while. And I was happy. I wanted them to do, if you guys know, I don't know if I've said this multiple times on this podcast, but I am a feminist, and I believe in women empowering women, and Blessed to be Blessed. It's such a good initiative. It's like, hey, I'm going to invest in your business, but when you get to the point where you're making money, invest in other women. That is the most, I don't know if people understand how important that is, but that is so important. And I really love that Choma did that. And aside from that, I have to say that the older lady talking about that boy really broke my heart, because a lot of it struck a very similar a chord that, it really triggered me. And so it was heartbreaking, but it also highlights the problem in our country. And I cannot talk about this without talking about, ways. I don't even know how ways we can help make Nigeria a great country. Like, that should never be, healthcare should never be something that is only available to people who have money. Everyone has a basic right to live, in the world, whether you're poor or rich. And healthcare should never just be available to only the rich, only the people who have money. And that's what that I saw, and that needs to change. And so I have never done this before, but I'm going to do it again. If the only way things can change is you have to vote in the right people. You have to be consistent in voting in the right people. And so if you're Nigerian right now and um, you haven't gone to get your card to vote, get your card to vote, research the candidates. Let's stop with this corruption and everything, and try to get the right people in place to get our healthcare system, the roads. NEPA should not be taking light every third hour of the day.
Speak on it, girl.
Okay, it's like, we like to oversabi, we like to copy Oyinbo, follow Oyinbo stuff. Oyinbo know they take light where I live. Okay, Oyinbo does not take light. So let's do that in Nigeria. Let's make it a great. It's the most one of the most powerful countries in Africa, and it breaks my heart to hear a story of a little boy dying because there was not a simple money of no one could help pay for medical just to be seen. It's gross, and it says so much about this. Nigeria is such a beautiful country, and we cannot dehumanize ourselves because we don't have money, and we need to do better. And I'm glad that Choma highlighted that. I'm glad that Showmax and people doing the Real Housewives of Lagos highlighted that. And I hope that besides all the like all the shakara and all this noise and all the gara gara and everything we're about to talk about, that people really take something out of this and really say, what can I do for this country? And your part in that is making sure that you research. If you're voting age, you go vote, you help campaign, you start from your local communities to the national, to the states, and then national. Okay, so anyway, that was one of my highlights. And then and then really this the fights, and I won't say it's a highlight. And you know how I feel about this fight, OG. Um, I mean, I was disappointed. I was. You can ask OG. I have been dreading this episode because I didn't like the fact that this women that I really want to uplift, and I hope, I mean, I understand that it's the Real Housewives and they fight. So I get it. You guys have to excuse me. I've never watched any of the Real Housewives before. So anyway, so those are my two things that I took out of it. Trauma's given, and then my low point was the fight. But there were some high points there because you saw dynamics of friendship and people not crossing boundaries. And so we can talk more in depth about those themes. Sorry that I took up more than a minute to talk about this. So I apologize.
It's okay. It's okay.
So let's start.
Mhm. Let's
You
start
start.
with what
You start.
the conversation that Laura had with the husband, trying to explain herself about the text message, the WhatsApp messages, where Caroline accused her of sleeping or getting pimped to a certain governor in Nigeria. So I don't know what to make out of that conversation because a lot of things, some teas are not.
Team.
Let me say, yes, they are not tea. A lot of things, like a lot of things. Okay, let me start with the fact that she mentioned that a certain friend of hers, or the husband's friend rather, um introduced her to this governor, and the husband was the person that took her to a hotel where this governor was lodged. Okay, for those of you that come on the page saying that I hate Laura, blah, 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 I don't hate Laura, but I'm going to call Laura out on her BS. I mean, she
That's
cannot,
what we do here.
exactly, she cannot continue to portray some despicable character, and you want me to condone it, and you want me to like hyper on that character or the attitude she's portraying. No, we need to stop this toxic behavior that we encourage in Nigeria. A lot of Big Brother past past housemates that have exhibited toxic toxic behavior in the house. I find out that when they come out, they are the ones that are more successful, if I may say. Like they are the ones that Nigerians tend to love, hype, encourage, show love and everything. But the ones that we are like, I mean, come on. Is it really how the politicians has made us? Have they turned us into this monster? I don't understand. Like, how can we continue to encourage this bad behavior? And you people will be telling me that I hate Laura. I don't hate Laura, for crying out loud. During her fashion show, that a lot of things were being said about. I mean, like I defended her. I had a lot of good and nice things. I mean, she came on that that episode with a lot of positive attitude, and I loved it. And I encouraged her. I supported her. I hailed her. Everything that needed to be done, I did that. So when she behaves badly, I'm going to call her out on it. I mean, back to what I was talking about. I said a lot are not matching on this explanation, and also saying that misery love company because Caroline is divorced. That's why she's trying to ruin her marriage. Laura, you're just 5 years in. I don't wish you any. I don't wish you bad in your union, but please, that's a low blow. Don't be saying things like that. Caroline was married for 12 years. I'm sure if anyone had told her in when she was in that marriage that she was going to break up with the husband, she will tell you you're a bastard. You don't know what you're talking about. You're in love with your husband and everything. Continue, just roll, continue with it. Never ever, ever throw a jab at any woman that you because she's divorced and everything, then don't do that, girl. Don't do that. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. And also, I also want to talk about what else did okay, you said your husband dropped you at a hotel. A lot of things you said on that sitting, they were not just adding up. I think when you met up with the ladies, you also said this your friend took you to a hotel. So I don't even know, was it your husband or was it your friend that took you there? You said your husband dropped you off. Then another part again, you said your husband was downstairs waiting for you. I have an issue with that. How can your husband drop you off at a hotel to go and pitch for a business or to sell your book, so to say, how to make money on Instagram? Hmm. And he was waiting for you downstairs. And this person that's connected hooked you up to the governor is a friend of your husband. I mean, come on, Laura, isn't your husband a businessman? A businessman supposed to go up together with this friend of his to meet this governor, to support you, to encourage you, pick up where you're lacking when you're pitching your ideas to this governor. This was like a networking opportunity. This was like an opportunity for your governor, for your husband to also pitch in some ideas, some business ideas to this governor, for them to have like a business relationship. Can he sit down in the car downstairs and be waiting for you to go upstairs to go and sell your book? I'm not saying that what Caroline accused you of is true, but you could have come up with a better explanation, because I really don't believe that you actually went upstairs, leaving your husband behind in the car, waiting for you to go and sell your book, two books to this so-called governor. I don't believe it. So that's why I say I have a lot of questions. Yes, you said you left Caroline inside the room. It's only you and Caroline that knows what happened inside that room. Because between us, the viewers, we know someone is lying. And we know something is not matching, something is not adding up on this whole story. Then, at this same sitting again, you repeated that you will slap Caroline. Laura, last time you said it was a slip of tongue. This time, is it still a slip of tongue? I honestly don't understand you. You are the same person that said to Choma, you fight in the club, I don't. But from all indication, from all you've exhibited, all the things like your passive aggression, the way you have come at Caroline, you actually come across like someone that is very violent. And you also told her that if she mentions your sister's name, you will attack her. I mean, it's giving off that vibe that you fight. You're a street fighter. That's what you're giving us. Meanwhile, before I finish on this, I actually love your look on this sitting with your husband. You look beautiful. You're looking gorgeous. I mean, you really look nice. So, irrespective of your um, attitude on this episode, I must give it to you. You look nice, makeup on point, hair on check, on fleek. I mean, you look really nice. So, I honestly don't understand this discussion with your husband and him kind of, you know, agreeing to everything you said. It looks staged to me. This discussion looks staged to me. So, I don't know what to make of it, honestly. Tina, what do you think?
uh, I agree with you. I think a lot of things were unmasking, and um, that whole conversation was so awkward. It was pretty like I was cringing at the conversation, and the reason being was that first of all, the cameras were there, right? So she's having this conversation, and you'll mean to tell me that this is the first time that she's having this conversation with her husband since what happened in that text
2017.
happened. No, just like what happened the day before in text. Let me tell
Oh,
you
okay.
this. You know, when something happens like with me, right, that I think, oh, this is some like there have been times where people just like lie for no reason on me on about something, and me and my husband be laughing about it. We'll be like in the text, or like somebody trying to say, oh, like say something to try to. I don't. Nobody can mess up your relationship if your relationship is solid, right? So even if, and I think I told you guys this last week, like, okay, so what? Even if Laura was pimped, that was her past. He is her present. Why would he be mad about it? But again, I heard that Nigerians are different, so I can understand. But that would not be the first time that I would be talking to my husband about the situation. So for them to try to lead us to believe that this conversation was totally organic and that it was not rehearsed or planned out was almost insulting to me as a viewer. I was a little bit insulted. That said, I mean, they obviously planned what they were going to say. He probably behind the scenes didn't care, and he also didn't care now. But the fact that they had to come on camera to clear it up, for me, says more than I actually didn't. I don't know if I believed Caroline when she said that, because it doesn't matter. I didn't care, but obviously Laura cares about it. And so to the point that she roped her husband into the charade, whether or not the math was a math thing was it's totally, and you've already covered that, so I'm not even going to go into what was a math thing there. I have a question for the fact that Caroline did say you feed your husband, and the fact that this man dropped you off at an event for your book, and he didn't have the effrontery to get up out of that car and say, let me come with you to this event, let me help pitch my friend, the person that I know, for my wife. And and to come out of all of this and say that he only bought two books, I mean, that's okay. That's you guys' business. And if this is what you guys do, I mean, there are open marriages out there all around the world, and they're perfectly happy. If you like it, Laura, I love it for you. I'm not going to, I cannot shame anybody for what they choose to do. But what we're not going to do is make a fool out of me while I'm watching the show, because we know that that conversation was not the first time you guys were talking about this. Period.
Yeah,
And
true.
that's all I have for that. And I have to say, I have to agree with you, Laura. I have to say, the look that you had, that this dark hair that you had, oh, stupendous. It's the best you've looked. I mean, it looked amazing. I love that hair. I love the makeup was on point, everything. And then there was another gold sequence outfit that she had on. Bomb.
Yes,
I loved it. This, I'm telling you,
yes,
Laura,
it's so
this look,
beautiful. Hmm.
like, start dressing like this, do your makeup like this, do your hair like this. I do like the kind of ginger, like red hair that she had in Abuja. Remember that dinner in Abuja? She had this red hair that was amazing, and it just brought out certain things as certain features of Laura. She looked
Yes,
incredible. And I have to say, in addition to the hair here, the makeup, the outfit, perfection. Okay. And
true.
then when she was talking to her husband, this whole look, amazing. And also, she
Mm.
was dressed like this talking to her husband, but then she wore something else. She wore an agbada to the fight.
Oh
If she
God. See now, that's not about that. That's Erica Moore. I love that dress. But for
what was
me,
it? Keyword. What was it? This is. I mean,
that's a rich auntie vibe dress, please.
okay. Let me.
when you
Okay.
want to give
Let's.
a rich auntie vibe, that's what you wear.
I mean, I'm not knocking Laura for what she wears. I think it looked perfectly cute, but not for a fight. Because
Yes,
Laura
yes.
also
Things
told
she
us
came
during
prepared.
exactly because she already told us last episode that whenever she sees Caroline, it was on site, and I was ready for her being
Mm-hmm.
on site. Like she was about to throw them hands, right? So she told us last episode that it was on site with Caroline. She told her husband that when she sees Caroline, she's going to slap Caroline. She showed up to the fight and she started taking off her earrings. So that tells me that Laura knew that she was coming to fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why didn't Laura wear wear
Leggings
this
and
to the
stuff.
fight? Why didn't she wear
Okay.
this to the fight? She wore an agbada to the fight. Agbada that is going to hold you down. You're not gonna. I mean, like you can't move your hand freely. Like I mean, Homo, if you wanna come to fight, come correct, like Aunty Iyabo said. Come correct. Hell, I would if it was me, I don't fight though. I don't fight. But if I
Mhm.
because I'm too pretty, I don't. No, 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 no. Okay, those days are long gone. I was a kid, but
Yes,
I do not fight. Not at my big age. I am not. I'm too pretty for that.
I
Okay, I
know.
still want to be able to catfish these little boys that Caroline is catfishing as well. Okay?
Oh my God, that's shade.
I can't be scarring my body and my face. Like I look too good for that. First of all, I'm too rich to fight. And I look too fucking good to fight. But if you decided that you want to be a a brawler, you want to be from the streets, from the concrete jungle, and fighting, then you come correct. You don't wear an agbada. You don't wear anything that will hold you down. And as a matter of fact, Laura, you should have just come in with your hair pulled back, Vaseline already on your face. Okay? But
Just
you
like
chose,
Caroline did.
yeah. So I mean, again, I don't want to talk about whether or not like the math isn't math, and you've already talked about it. I just hated the fact that Laura and her husband, the producers, Showmax, thought I was a fucking fool, and that I needed to see this cringe-worthy exchange of stuff, right? In which they talked, and then they were speaking Igbo at one point that I didn't understand. So I was
Yes.
like, okay, what are they saying? I think they transcribed it, but I was just like, okay, whatever. I don't, like you're not doing anything. Like, let me tell you this: if you're going to fight, you don't talk about it, you'll be about it. Okay? You just show up. You just like literally, you just like what you gonna do. Want to like you literally show up and you start throwing hands. You don't talk about it. There's no peace here, right? This person called you a pimp, or you were pimped, and it really bothers you. Why the hell are you talking to her? She shows up, you start bam, 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 beating the shit out of her. Clap her ears first, make her lose her orientation, and just start whack-a-mole in her. That's what you should have done, Laura. That's what you should have done.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. If I may also add to this, this whole book thing charade. I can remember back then when Laura was selling this book, she was taking pictures of with people that actually bought the book.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't I mean, she could have even done that, take a picture with with the governor. It will create more awareness. Let people, because it's going to influence the sales. When people see that, oh, a governor actually bought this book, that I know, I don't even know, probably to dash it out or something. It will make more people to buy the book when they see that, oh, okay, a governor actually bought the book from her. There was no picture of that, but I know I saw picture of MC Galaxy. Is this so blend, some people that bought the book and told her to share it to some people. She could have done the same with the governor. It makes her case believable. It makes it authentic. All these things, it would have dead it immediately. When it was brought up, she will bring out the picture, and you know, a clear conscience fears no accusation, and it will dead the whole drama. So that's what I wanted to add on that. Talking about Laura's outfit, please. I love this outfit. I'm all about
I
rich
loved
auntie
it
vibe.
too. I loved it too. It was. I
It's
mean, it gave
just
me the
that
rich. It
yes,
gave
it's
me
just
the rich auntie vibe. It did not give me I'm coming to be a street brawler, a ghetto, a concrete jungle. I'm from Brooklyn, okay? I grew up in Lagos and Brooklyn. All right. So I know all about being in from where tough situations. But this ain't it, honey. Like she looked good. I keep telling you, this red hair. I mean, she could have glued the wig. Again, she didn't even glue the wig down. Like there's a lot of things. Like again, I'm not knocking. I'm not saying the outfit did not look good on Laura. It looked good on Laura. What I'm saying is that it was not the appropriate outfit for somebody who is trying to throw hands on site.
yeah.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. I don't have a problem with what Laura wore, that in terms of how she wore it and the vibe that she was getting out of it. But the problem is the vibe that she wanted to bring was, I am a street fighter. I am a ghetto girl. I fight people, and I am a that I throw hands. And when you throw hands, you don't show up in hoop earrings and then take it off. That is too much gra gra for what it is. Like, you don't show up, you're not scaring anybody. And the moment you started taking off your earrings, you lost the fight.
I
The
know.
moment you showed up in an agbada, you okay, maybe it's not an agbada, a poncho, you lost the fight, Laura. That's it.
Oh my God, can we talk about Choma's outfit to this meeting? Choma coming in with Dio. The girl, she was giving us Choma Dio. Oh my goodness. And all through this whole fight, she sat down pretty. And the one that
This
killed
is
me was when
this
her
is Laura's.
PA
Yeah,
when her
This is
PA
Laura's
brought wine to her.
for her.
Like,
Yeah, but this is
girl,
Laura's during a fight. So Caroline, Miriam is on the floor, and this is in the middle of a fight.
Shola
I
came to
stand.
have fun. See all the
She
smiles
finally
and
got up.
everything. She was
She
still
finally
maintaining her point.
she finally got up.
Oh
And again,
my
okay, no,
goodness.
this is a perfect view of the Agbada. Why you they wear this? Waiting this gonna do for you? But stop you. It's gonna get in the way. You don't want anything getting in your way when you're fighting.
Yeah.
Look at CC Carol. Come in, no wig. Okay, hair pulled back. Where like the unbothered fire dragon queen that is Queen Caroline. Okay, because she won this, and I don't even agree with her. You guys know, I told you guys last episode, I don't like this whole slut shaming people kind of thing. I don't. That's not like, we're not doing that. If you want to spread your legs for anybody, you can. If you get paid for it, you get paid for it. No one has a right to call you out about it. And if your husband is okay with it, then why should I mean, the only person who should be upset about it is Laura's husband.
Mhm.
Okay? And if he ain't mad, I ain't mad. If she likes it, I love it for her. So Caroline, mind your business. Stop slut shaming people. Okay?
I know.
So she showed
I
up.
know.
Look at how
I
this one showed up to a fight. She was ready.
She was ready. Her hair was pulled back. Like her shade, her pants, everything. Black on black.
Like, even if she literally came for Laura's funeral.
I
This girl
know.
showed up for Laura's funeral in this outfit. I don't think people understand the symbolism in this. Laura's She came and she said, "You know what? I'm gonna put a little bit of disco on top of it and gonna wear a sequence blazer."
Oh
She said,
my
"I'm going to let you know that I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna wear a leggings that already has tears in it. already. So when you tear it, we won't even know that you
Mhm.
actually tore it. Okay. And then she
Mhm.
came with the heels. I don't think people understand why she came in those Giuseppe Zanotti. If it was me and I was gonna fight, because like I told you guys, Tina does not fight. We're too pretty and too rich for that shit. We don't do that. But if I were supposed to fight, I would show up in my Ruth Davis shoes, not my Louis Vuitton because they're not that high. I would show up in Ruth Davis, and then
Mhm.
there's another pair of shoes. I think they're
Yeah.
Christian Dior, and they're pretty high. Those are the highest. I think they're 5 inches long. So that way, when I'm on top of you and I'm punching you, I'm also using the spike of my heels to kick your leg. Okay, I'm stabbing you with my heels. All right. That's what Caroline was doing when she showed up in this Giuseppe Sanodi.
No,
Okay, you
you're
guys
not
think
going.
but that is
Oh my
how I will
God.
fight. Again,
Oh my goodness.
I don't
Let's
fight.
talk about.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You finish. Go ahead. Let's talk about the whole entrance. Let's talk about the whole thing.
Mhm.
Like they
I agree
walked
with
in.
you.
You
I
you
agree
you
with
go there.
you. I totally agree with
I'm drinking. So
you.
anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, so Iyabo called this meeting, and apparently they want us to believe it was yesterday. I don't believe it,
Yeah.
but whatever. Um, Iyabo called the meeting, and Shoma, Caroline, which I think I have a picture of it somewhere here. Shoma, Caroline, and Mariam walked in together,
Mhm.
right? So this
Yeah.
is them walking in together, and were they the first, or did Laura get there before them?
Laura and Toy.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Iyabo was already
Iyabo was
there, and
already, yes, was already
I
there. So they walked in. I think Laura was there because when she was pulling off her earring, that was when she said, Caroline is here. So I need to. That's when she started removing her earrings. So I
but
think Laura was already there.
no, because if you see the picture, right, that is you we're looking at right now, Laura was not there,
Okay.
and that's them walking in from this scene right here, and they're
Okay.
walking in, and then they
Okay.
sat down, and you posted something on IG that I wanted to ask you. Do you think, I don't know, I don't agree that maybe Choma and Caroline were texting each other. Do you think they were
I
texting each other?
Yes, I suspect they were testing each other. Like when they were Laura and Toyi were just going at each other. I suspect Caroline and Choma were just testing because
Hmm.
if you notice, Choma would write, type, drop her
Mm-hmm.
phone. Then after some seconds, Caroline will pick up her phone and type whatever and drop.
Mm.
So I can I can actually bet on this. Like they were testing each other. I
Mm.
can bet
And so you see where Laura walked in
on.
right here. So were already sitting. So we went back. This is them coming in, and then
Okay.
they came in, they sat down, and then Laura walked in.
Okay.
And so
So
Toyin
probably
was the
all of
last
them
one.
came together. They all came in together. That's what it means.
I don't think so. I think they came separately.
Okay.
That's why Laura says, Caroline is here. Let me take off my earring. Let me take off
I
my
love
earring.
I love what you call it, Miriam's hair. The excuse me, the ponytail that she's wearing and all that. I mean, her hair was all laid.
Yeah,
I
me
love
too.
her
I
outfit.
actually,
Yes,
where
I
can I
love her
find that? Let me
outfit.
see.
Was just Miriam was looking simple. Like you called for a meeting. I'm gonna show up looking simple. She was. I just love her look here. I mean, she was
No,
looking so.
I actually like all of Miriam's style. Like out of all the ladies, Miriam's
Mhm.
style is my style.
Yeah,
Like that's
I
how
can
I would dress.
understand why. I can understand why.
Yeah, like I mean, you see, like I would. This is how I would dress. The way Miriam dresses, like everything. Not showing up in a bra. That's me. I mean, but I don't have big boobs, so hey,
Yeah,
we got to
people
do what
say
we
that
got to.
her clothes got torn. Her clothes didn't tear. Rather,
Did I
I
get
think it
there?
was tied to the back. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
tied to the back. So
Mm-hmm.
this thing got loosened up. That's what happened. It didn't tear.
Yeah.
Like people were saying. So
No,
yes,
it didn't care.
this whole meeting, it was a lot. Okay, Laura said she felt ambushed or ganged on. I don't agree with
Mm-hmm.
that. Reason being that she has already fucked up her, or rather destroyed her closest, the relationship she has with her closest ally, which is Toyin. She already destroyed that relationship at Miriam's dinner. I mean, this woman was trying to like comfort you, trying to make sure you're okay and everything. You went ham on her. I mean, you were telling her she was doing too much. Even she repeated it again on this. She said that she felt Tony was doing too much at that moment. So you've
Mm-hmm.
already destroyed whatever you have going on with your closest ally, and you're coming to tell me that you felt ganged up. And again, Miriam already remember the conversation, the call that she had with she had with Chioma.
Trauma.
Miriam had a
Mm-hmm.
lot to say about Laura, how the attitude and everything, what she was doing at her dinner, and all she had to say about her house furniture or something. So she has some level of resentment towards Laura because of all that attitude. So she has also burnt that bridge. What is it? Iyabo don't even care for her, and both, in fact, both don't care for each other. So there's nothing there. There's nothing
Can
going
I
on.
ask a question?
Yeah,
Is
go ahead.
okay. I understand that they wanted to do this kind of like intervention,
Mhm.
and Laura does need an intervention, but if I were to believe everything that this show is trying to tell me, that this was basically 2 days after this party, was that the right time to hold this intervention without? Because I have to play the devil's advocate here. As much
Yeah.
as Laura was badly behaved, she was uncouth, she was awful at the dinner. Her text messages, she knew, and let's. I don't know if we ever addressed this, for all
Y-
you Laura stands out there. Let me just address this. First of all, I'm not a stand of anybody, because you know who is about to get it soon? It's Caroline, Chioma, and
yeah.
Aunty Iyabo. And Aunty Iyabo is about to get it right now. Okay? So, no one can tell me that Laura was in her right to write what she wrote in the messages, not knowing the outcome. She did that on purpose. She already told us from episode 1 that, am I the drama? I am the drama. She already told us that. Okay, so I don't want any one of you guys to sit here and try to play like Laura was innocent in all of this. She was not innocent, and none of them are innocent. Every single one of them had a part to play in this. My whole
True.
concern was, I really did not. I if I were Laura, I'm putting myself in Laura's shoes.
Mhm.
I'm badly behaved. I'm wrong and strong in my bad behavior. I will feel ganged up on. Okay,
Okay.
so I will feel ganged up on. And if I were Auntie Yabo, and Auntie, I like you, and I really like you. If I were Auntie Yabo, I don't know if I understand that they had to clear the air for the show so that they can still film together, because there was no way they were going to be able to film the next scenes without clearing the air. I just think it was too soon. And Choma kind of said that, and even Tony, she said, when you have six women trying to discuss their differences, and you're right, every single person in that room had a problem with one person, Laura,
Yes. My take
but it
on this
felt
is
like a gang up. It felt like a gang up. So I'm gonna just shut my
I'm
mouth,
going to
Jeje.
I'm going to disagree with you on that. But what I feel, if Auntie Yaba was genuinely trying to make peace, and if this was to resolve whatever issues, tension that everyone have going on, she could have called them individually. She could have called Laura, speak to Laura, called the Caroline, speak to Caroline before calling this general meeting.
Okay. Yeah, I
Because
agree.
there's already an existing tension between those women. You can't bring them with all the tension that they have and everything they have going on together, trying to know. If she could have called them separately, speak about whatever they need to address on this meeting, I'm sure it would have brought down the tension. A lot of things would there could have been some level of clarity, because
Mhm.
Laura claims that she doesn't know what happened, why Caroline was late, and what led her to come late at dinner, and sending that message. So if she had called them separately to talk to them before calling this general meeting, I'm not sure things would have escalated to the level it did on this
Oh,
on
it
this
will. It would have escalated, but it wouldn't have felt like a gang up on Laura's part. And
Yes,
and I
and
and I would think
that's
about
just my
that.
take on this.
Yeah,
And
I
when
agree with you.
When they were talking, she said that she and Laura have spoken. So I believe they spoke when they arrived at this place. That's when because Laura also mentioned that after the
No one
message,
called her.
that no
Yeah.
one called her. So I believe their chat was when they arrived at this place. That's what I want to believe. Yes.
Oh
So
goodness.
if no one called her to talk to her about the WhatsApp message, it should give her a clear message that I am not that anyway. Laura will never agree, accept that she's not doing anything right. She will never accept it because it's clearly that Laura. I don't know. Should I use the word delusional? She doesn't
No,
realize
Laura. No, Laura is
she's
not
doing.
self-aware. She's not self-aware, and
Okay.
she is very insecure, and she's not very self-aware. So, and I think most of the ladies are not very self-aware as well, because I mean we can go into trauma and the fact that she thinks she's going to wear this badge of honor of being late, and it's just
Yes.
so
Yes.
rude.
Very
It's actually it tells you that you don't respect people and
people's
their
time.
time, because like in the case of this situation that they're all talking about, and part of the catalyst for this is the fact that they kept people waiting for over 5 hours. Toyin at that point in time had a 4 or 5 month old baby. She was
True.
breastfeeding. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I've never been
Yeah.
a mother, but I know what that I've heard that you can't really be away from your child that long. Um,
Mm-hmm.
without like bonding with them and breastfeed, especially if they're breastfeeding,
Mm-hmm.
so there's a lot of emotions that's going on, even postpartum, that Tonya was going through. So like there's that, and then so there was no respect for these people and their children. And I have a problem with that with Trauma, because as much as Trauma, puts on this, I'm a princess, I'm the nice girl, blah, blah, blah. But it says a lot about you as an individual when you are constantly late for everything, and
Yeah.
then you are unapologetic about it. And when people call it out to you, because it's the reason people are calling it out is not to chastise you, is because they feel disrespected by you.
True.
Let me tell you this. I don't do lateness. And it might be the Onyibo in me. I don't do African time for anything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I show up on time at everything. And if I have an appointment with you at 7 o'clock, I expect you to be there at 6:45, because I will be there at 6:30. Okay? So
Yeah.
if you are on time, you are late in my book.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Mm-hmm.
understand they say, we're not on your boats, right? We're not gonna follow on your boat. So let's say if you're an hour late, okay, I get it, go slow, traffic, blah blah blah. But to be 5+ hours late, and I think until Choma has children and she has a family, like her own family with her husband and children, she would never understand why this is important
But
for
that
for
baffles me that she doesn't understand the fact that she grew up, or rather, she says she has worked in Lebanon and she's been in, she lived in UK. These people operate with time, like time is money. So the fact that she does not get it, it baffles me.
it
Why
tells
can't you
you
get
the
it?
level. No, but that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say about Chioma is that it tells you the level of respect that she has for these people, which is zero. She does not respect them. And if I were them, and as Auntie Yabo rightly pointed out, it has to stop. Because
Yeah,
if we are going to have any type of relationship, you have to respect me. And respecting me means that you're going to respect my time.
true.
You're going to respect my time. Okay? Time, like you said, is money. These people are running businesses just as much as Chuma is running businesses. Chuma said at episode 7 that she had 3 clients. Do you think Toyin Lawani didn't have clients that she needs to answer to? Do you think Auntie Iyabo didn't have clients and she has businesses she's running to? You didn't think that Laura had TikTok videos and Instagram videos to dance to? You don't think that Caroline was trying to smooch for the next trillionaire that she was going to scam out of, like whatever? You think that
Oh
I'm sorry, but you think that like Miriam didn't have time, like she didn't have her little boutique that she wanted to do stuff. You see what I'm saying? I'm not being, I know that I'm being funny here and I'm saying stuff that maybe the ladies would not like, but I'm sorry, but
my
you
God.
cannot show up late
Mhm. I agree with
consistently.
you. Yeah, I agree
And
with
it's
you.
not
Even
it's not an hour, it's not 2 hours, it is
no,
hours, 5, 6 hours long. And for
all the
people not
time.
to say anything to you, that is rude. That tells you the level of disrespect that Choma has for these people. She does not rate anyone here, not Auntie
True,
Yabo, not Caroline, not nobody. She does not
true,
rate any one of them. And
true,
people need
true.
to understand that. And I love Chama. I think she's great. I love all the ladies. There are things. Let me tell you this. I know you guys. And you guys think that we drag. I actually don't drag Laura, but maybe I should drag her more. But like, I love Laura's hustle on IG, and she's
Mhm.
right. Like that's how you make money.
Yeah.
As an Instagram influencer. Let me tell you this. There's so many Instagram influencers here in the United States. They are millionaires.
Mhm.
They have houses in Beverly Hills paid for being an influencer, just being on TikTok or being on Instagram. So Laura she's a businesswoman. She had multiple dances and stuff that she can record. It's content. That's her job. And you're
Yeah.
taking her away from that for her to come sit at a dinner that she already is feeling inferior because she showed up to that house and she realizes that, oh, Miriam is not my mate. We are
Mhm.
not mates. We're not the same. Maria is better. Like so, you already. That's why there's all of that. But at the end of the day, and going back to the core thing that we were talking about,
Yeah.
Laura knew the reaction she would get from that text messages. And again, it go something that Laura did that pissed me off again as a viewer because she thinks that we are dumb, and she also thinks the ladies are dumb, right? Was coming there and saying, I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mention anybody. Bitch, we saw the text messages.
Oh my
Okay?
God. Mhm.
You didn't mean this. Laura, let me read to you what you said. We'll drop this here. Next time there's a gathering of all the ladies and it's lunch, I will make sure I put my kids to sleep. They start my makeup, hair, and dress for dinner. If if I don't know whose name she mentioned, can't
Eve
caution some
Black
of the
has
ladies.
questioned some of the, yeah. I think production or whatever.
No, it was a short name. I think I know who it is.
I think
Then
so.
yeah, then y'all will need to start without them. I didn't want to say anything at Miriam's dinner because I have been late a couple of times. Again, she's been late a couple of times, right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
okay,
She
and
picked
so
and
she doesn't rate.
choose. Even Yabo called it out that you've been
Yeah,
late a couple of times. Even at your own fashion show, you were late. She was like, "We are not talking about. We are talking about mirrors." So, are you picking and choosing when to be late, or what?
she
I
was
mean,
late to
come on.
Toyin's thing. She was
Yeah,
late
she
to
was also
Toyin's.
late, and she
Yeah,
said it's
but
fashionably late.
And she was so excited. She said, I did it on purpose. I wanted to come in late. So these ladies, it was weird to me to watch that. And that's when I immediately was like, okay, this girl is weird. I don't understand her. I want to like her because, as much as everyone said that Laura and her husband's introduction to the show was cringy, I kind of, I thought it was corny. And for me, corny is cute. Okay.
Oh,
I liked it. I looked at it and said, "Oh, they have a good relationship together. They have fun. They laugh. They laugh at each other. They're corny. And I thought it was cute. It's like Sierra and Russell. They are corny, but they're cute. So some people it's cringy, but to me, I
yeah.
think it's cute. So but she says, but when call time is 1 p.m. and you come past 9 or so, that's the height. And I agree with her on that. Okay, but then
Me
she went
too.
up in real life, comma, hey guys, there's the English language, there's this thing, guys, on Real Housewives of Lagos. Y'all are not about to do my head in with poor grammar. There is this app that you can download on your phone. It's called Grammarly. It works perfectly. It will make sure that when you drag somebody, it is in perfect grammar. But let's not go there. In real life, I will never have waited for Choma and Carol. Not happening. I would have left at 7 p.m. I agree with her. But the
Totally.
thing
I agree with her.
I agree with her, and I like this message. I agree with, but she could have said this at the dinner table because Toyin said it at the dinner table, Aunty Iyabo said it at the dinner table. Mariam, of course, said something at the dinner table, but even though she couldn't really say what she wanted to say because Choma brought her flowers, I remember seeing Choma asking Laura if she was okay. That could have been a perfect time to say, you know what, I'm tired. I've been waiting for 5 hours. I'm exhausted. I've been hungry. I miss my daughter, my son. I want to be in my husband's arms. Let me tell you, when 9 o'clock comes, I want to be in that man's arms. I want him to be wrapping me in his arms, okay, and telling me sweet nothing so I can make love to him that night, okay. So I get Laura's point. I'm not about to sit here and like play you guys and act like this in real life. Like Laura wanted to be in her husband's arms. She wanted to be with her children, and she has every right to. But don't come to this meeting and try to tell us that you did not mention names because I just saw Choma and Carol. You can't say this is for the whole group, but then
Yes.
you mention Choma and Carol, and then don't that you have issues with these people. Like, come on, we're not dumb. You had, and I'm gonna keep saying this. Laura had every right to say everything she had to say here.
She
She was
does.
not wrong. She could have said it
She
at the dinner with everybody
yes.
else. I'm done.
But, but the thing is this, I have to jump in here quickly because Carol said she's been early in all the events except for that dinner. Like she always get there early. But I think they have some time, the whatever problem issues with the production. So even Auntie Yabo, every other person said it that yes, she's always early except for that particular day, and she had her reason. She said she
And I
lost the driver lost the, and she also relayed that information to she said it on her this thing to the production. So Laura cannot tell me that she doesn't have this information to still went ahead to put this on text message. She knew what she was doing. It's just to add to
and
what you were saying.
also we found out based on Toyin when she came on the podcast that
Mhm.
that might have been the first time the ladies actually created a WhatsApp group message
Yes.
because Auntie Fumi asked Toyin, well, why
Mm.
didn't Carol or Choma, in the group message say anything? And she said they didn't have it. And if you guys haven't listened to episode 5, go listen to episode 5 because Tony actually, we tried not to edit a lot of it out because we wanted you guys to kind of get the feel of that interview. It was a fun interview, and don't believe all the hype that the snippet that's been out there. And let me address that right quick, OG.
Yes.
And I know I've been drinking. I've been drinking. I've been drinking. Uh, 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 uh,
I
uh, uh.
know. Go on, go on. I think I know what you're trying to address. Please
Yeah.
do.
So, guys, yes, we pulled our podcast on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
We had it out, right? And within like 20 minutes, we had to pull it. We pulled it, and then we were told, "Oh, I'm not gonna say anything that happened behind the scene." But at the end of the day, we pulled it because we weren't sure if maybe Toyin had violated her contract, and we didn't want to mess anything up for her. Blah blah blah. But then by Sunday, there are people posting our podcast on
Yeah.
their YouTube channels, on
Mm-hmm.
their Instagram page, taking credit for the work that we had done. Auntie Fumi, if you guys have not listened to Auntie Fumi Desolute Bold, go listen to her. She's like one of the first supermodels, or the first supermodel from West Africa. She's incredible. She was on that show. Okay. And so that's why this review is coming to you late, because I was okay with pulling the podcast until Sunday when I saw people like, frankly, Gloria. And I like Gloria. I'm subscribed to her and everything. She posted our interview, but she couldn't give us credit because she didn't know where it came from. Because
Yeah.
somehow that episode was leaked, and we still
True.
don't know how it was leaked. And there were
Mm-hmm.
only certain parts that were leaked to the public, right?
Yeah.
And so we decided that, okay, you know what? Let's put the full podcast out there so people can understand kind of the vibe of that podcast. It was a fun podcast. We didn't talk about, I mean, we talked about the Real Housewives of Lagos because Toyin had a lot of things, and she rightfully had things to get off her chest.
Mm-hmm.
But we also had fun. We talked about serious issues like financial abuse, emotional abuse that men do to women. And
True.
all of that never got even, I think, OG, I wouldn't have been as irritated if the whole podcast have just been played by
Played.
people.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? But the
Not
fact that people just
selected.
took like parts of it out and made Tony, again, we're not standing any of these ladies. We love them all equally. When they fuck up, I'm going to drag them. Okay? I don't care who you are. I'm dragging you. Okay?
Yeah.
And when
Even
they
some
do,
other Real Housewife fan pages also posted the podcast. Like they posted
yeah,
some. And I
yeah,
was surprised that some of them that we've used on our podcast that we gave credit to could not even deem it fit to give credit to us. I was really
yeah.
shocked at the behavior.
It's okay. I
That's
mean, to be honest with you, karma is a
Mhm.
bitch. You don't do something. God is in control, and I'm not about to drag other blogs, because to be honest with you, they did what they thought was going to make them look good, right? So
Yeah,
whatever, and it's a hustle, and that's why I could never fault Laura for any hustle she did. That's why I
true.
was mad at Caroline for like talking, even if she was being pimped. What is your business, Caroline? Shut the fuck up.
Yes.
And by the way, let's talk about this whole pimping thing. Okay? Caroline is like, I was in the room. Caroline, were you doing threesomes with Laura? Were you also being pimped? I'm sorry. I'm just being
Yeah, but
honest.
that's the truth. But I just feel that Caroline is owing up to her bullshit. Like she actually she doesn't have to like spell it out to you guys that I was pimped too. I think
Yeah.
she's for her to beat her chest and tell you,
Well,
Laura,
why
you
is she telling?
were pimped,
We don't.
and as
I
you were in the room, she is saying, I was pimped, and you also were pimped.
Well, the thing about it is that it wasn't the fact that she's owning up to her shit. It's the fact that Caroline, delete us from your WhatsApp group message. We
Caroline is
delete
shameless.
us. And I like shameless people, but don't shame other people. You can be shameless. You can be okay with being pimped. You know what, Caroline? Even when they tell you that you were sleeping with young boys in, whatever, you know what, Caroline? You are within your right. Be all over the town and slept with everybody and make sure he was pictured and he was talked about in the blogs and you were in the street fighting all this mistress. And you know what, Caroline? I support you sleeping with those boys. Okay, keep doing it. Okay, if and you know what, when you get older, when you get in like your mid 30s and stuff, your libido is higher. You want to have more sex. Okay, so
Oh
and older men, they have big old guts. They're lazier. The young dudes can give it to you. Okay, so yes, Caroline, yes.
I know, I know, I know. I mean, like, she's still young. I don't know. When people say that she's sleeping with young boys, they should let her be. Anyway, it's just because of this part of the world. They don't see. They don't. Nigerians don't see like it's something that's not supposed to be abnormal. They
Hmm.
Because age is nothing but number. In the Western world, people marry people that they are older. Like the women marry people they are older than, and even the men, you will see the age difference of 20, 30 years. People getting married to an older man as well. So um, if younger boys are the ones that make her happy and satisfy her, I mean, girl, have fun. So nobody should even take that as a jab. It was a very, very low blow from Caroline by slut shaming Laura. I condemned it. I still condemn it now. That was like she was calling Laura gutter pig and everything. She was the one that actually went gutter by saying all those things, bringing it to the WhatsApp and all that. It wasn't necessary. Like there were so many other things you could have said to her than
No,
slut
no, no,
shaming.
no. So the one thing I have to say is that I have to say that a lot of those messages, and we know this, were not in sequence. So there were certain things said before those things came out. But with all
Okay.
that said, I still don't think that slut shaming is a thing. And Laura was within her right to be upset. But you know what? I wish somebody would tell me that I was pimped. That means my pussy was so good and I'm getting paid. Are you serious? Like I could get paid for this skinny head of mine? Like please. Like
Oh
are
my
you kidding
god.
me? Can you imagine if somebody tells me like if when I'm really old, like 40 or something, somebody's like, "Oh, you're sleeping with young boys." Like please. My husband is younger than me, guys.
You
I'm 3
see,
years old. Yes, I'm 3 years older than my husband. That man keeps being right.
it's strange for folks out here. Like they can't just
Shit.
understand it. But yeah, it's strange for them.
That's why I say catfishing is dudes.
Oh my god. Now can we even go into the fight? Like let's not
Oh, do
waste
it, do
time
it,
on
do
this
it.
WhatsApp message. Let's go into the fights. Like Laura, I agree with Aunty Iyabo and Toyin. Like you should come prepared. You would just if you say this, mention my sister's name again. I will attack you, and you were still holding back. I will attack you, waiting for somebody to come and hold you. I will attack you, girl. Go and attack her. You don't need to announce it that you will attack. You will attack. You don't need to make an announcement. Go ahead and do what you want to do. You always wait for someone to come and hold you or something before you come and before Caroline sat pretty like this girl killed me on this fight. This is this is a classy fight for
No,
Caroline.
hold
Like,
on, hold on. No, but hold on. Before you get to that fight, we have to talk about Toyin and Laura going at it. And
oh yeah.
unfortunately, we don't have sound bites for you because Showmax, you're ridiculous. Showmax,
Mm-mm.
Showmax, you're not my mate. Okay, bring the show to the United States. I'm gonna keep saying it, and you need to stop flagging us whenever we post little sound bites. But whatever, you don't like us, we don't like you either. We will still talk about your show, though. But whatever.
Yeah,
Um, when
yes.
Tony and Laura were going at it, and Choma and Auntie Iyabo were laughing.
It was actually
And
funny. I was laughing when I watched that part. I was laughing as well. It was so funny because I've never heard Toyin. I have never heard Toyin saying something like that. Fucking shit! It was so funny. I laughed as well before even Choma had to like repeat the same thing. I don't know, but I like the fact it's annoying because they are close friends. So I like the fact
yeah,
that
yeah. Toyin
Toyin
checked.
checked yeah immediately because
Yeah,
these are you kind of mocking them? Why are you laughing at them because they are fighting? It means you're enjoying it, like you're happy
yeah.
seeing them fight. So I love the way Tony checked Trauma immediately, but it was actually funny. I must say that it was funny. So and I also understand what Laura was saying to Tony that you should have my back, like you should stand by me when this lady. But at the same time, I understand why Tony is backing down and not having her back because this is someone that have. You remember in our in on when she was on our, she said she has defended Laura on so many occasions in front of these ladies, and Laura has also done so many things publicly to her and
Hmm.
kind of humiliated her while trying to defend her. And she will later she will come behind to say she's sorry when she has humiliated her publicly. So she has had enough of it. If you notice
Hmm.
when they were fighting, Toyin was busy sipping her drink. I said, "Goodness me, Toyin! Ah, come on!" Yes, I expect.
Let me address that a bit. And I
Okay.
do agree. I do agree that, yes, Laura has kind of used up all of her credit with Toyin on this
Mhm.
show when it comes to their friendship.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain this. I'm crazy, right? So Tina, crazy as fuck, right? My best friend's name is Yvette. All right.
Mhm.
If Yvette, and well, she's my best friend. Tony and Laura are not best friends. So let's clarify that relationship.
True.
But if my best friend or my friend is going through a turmoil and we have a equal enemy, right?
Mhm.
I don't know. I would have tried in some way to support Laura, but and the reason I'm saying this, I may be a little bit biased because when I heard Laura cry at the end, I cried because I cried too. And the reason being, you guys think, oh, Tina is all hard, and she's talking about if she was pimped, she'll be proud of it, blah blah blah. I'm a softie at heart. I'm a little baby. I'm a teddy bear, okay, and I get hurt, and I think that's what like it's a front. So there's a front for me where I'm like hard, hard, hard. But when you get past that front, it's like soft, Tina, soft. You know what I mean? And that's what Laura is doing. But the problem with Laura is the fact that she also has self-esteem issues and she has this weird need to like for everyone to be fiercely loyal to her, and we saw that in episode 4 when her friend, when they got the box from Trauma, and she said, oh, if anything happens you better be ready to fight for me. Like, bitch, we didn't sign a contract to be fighting in the streets. And Tony is right in that respect, but I
Mhm.
think she was just upset that she that Tony didn't stand behind her. And it goes back to me talking about episode 6, right? We were talking about episode 6. And Tony knows this. I already told her that I dragged her about episode 6.
Mhm.
I felt like something clicked for me from episode 6 with Toyin. Like what Toyin did in episode 6. Like she poured. I felt. This is not what happened. This is my opinion. And by the way, guys, everything that we say on this podcast is our opinion. It
Sure.
doesn't reflect reality. Okay, it doesn't change how we feel about this ladies. Tomorrow I may be like team Choma. Next day I may be on team Iyabojo, whatever. But anyway, my opinion was, as a friend, I would have called Laura and said, "You publicly humiliated me yesterday, and we're about to have this meeting, and I need you to publicly apologize to me."
Mhm.
Not only behind the scenes, you can, because Toya's issue was Laura did what Laura would do things to her publicly and then privately apologize. The apology has to be as big as the disrespect.
Yeah.
And I agree with Toyin on that. But what I felt Toyin went wrong was not setting boundaries with Laura. Does that make sense? To say, Omo, uh, this cannot work. Cool, work. You cannot disrespect me publicly and then come behind around the corners. Let me play this video for you guys so you guys understand fully what I'm trying to
If you
say.
want to talk to me direct. Don't go through the corners.
You cannot disrespect me publicly and then come privately around the corners to apologize to me. That cannot stand. Because when you disrespected me publicly, you showed a fracture in our friendship. You made me vulnerable to those people that I don't necessarily like or care about. If you notice, Miriam and Toyin are better friends, they're closer friends. You never see Toyin and Miriam disrespect each other publicly. Never in the 3 episodes we've had them. And Laura has to understand that yes, you are loyal to a fault, but you do not disrespect your friends. And
Is
that's
she
what
really
Laura did.
a fault? Remember what
Huh?
Toyi said on the fault? Is she really loyal to a fault? Lawyer,
She did no, no, no. Let me take it back. Let me take it back. Laura is Laura has an expectation of loyalty.
okay.
Okay.
Now,
So there's an expectation of loyalty from Laura. And so because of
because she
that,
that her,
yeah, so
there was a time that she had a
exactly.
falling out with her sister.
But she doesn't expect that she needs to give the same level of loyalty. And that cannot happen. And so that conversation, to be honest with you, needed to occur away from those ladies. Because at the end of the day, what Laura said, when she said, I can't be in front of these people fighting my friend, because Laura is the problem, she should have immediately as soon as she walked in that space before Auntie Yabo said what she had to say. She should have apologized. Like, Tony, first of all, I want to apologize to you. I was irritated. I was hungry. I was tired. I wasn't feeling well. Whatever the case might be, right? In front of those girls, Choma and Caroline, because those are the two people that maybe Toyi. We've never seen Toyi really interact with Choma on this show. I don't think you guys
Yeah.
noticed that, except episode one. So there were two people that Toyi wasn't really vibing with already. And if I were Laura, that's what I would have done immediately. So that
Yes.
way, Toyi, that conflict with her and Toyi would never have occurred in front of those people, in front of them, and it wouldn't have been a gang up. It wouldn't have looked like a gang up.
Yes.
Does that,
Speaking of the people Toyin speak with and everything. Okay,
mhm.
there was what Caroline mentioned that Choma told her that Laura said that the reason why she comes all the time to make bring up stir up drama is because she's trying to get followers. That's all the drama will make her get more followers. And I was wondering, actually, someone brought up that question on when we had did the Twitter spaces. Someone asked that question. That's at one point because they've made it, you know, the whole the producers are, or rather the show, they already portrayed this image or this kind of character to us that Choma and Laura doesn't sit, doesn't even talk, doesn't hang out. Like, obviously, Choma said they are not friends. So at one point, do they sit down to have such a conversation? I mean, such conversation is something you have with a close friend. I don't know if you understand. Laura, being the fact what they have portrayed to us on this show, that she and Choma don't even hang out, they don't sit or call, exchange calls or text messages. At one point, did Choma and Laura have that conversation that Laura said to Choma that I stir up drama in order to get followers on, on this. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm glad that you asked the question, but I have to point out the shade and the tea and just how messy Showmax and the producers of the Real Housewives of Lagos are.
They are
Because
messy.
the moment Laura said that, they
They are
posted
messy.
they posted Caroline's followers, Chioma's followers, because Laura was
Yes.
pissed. She's like, both our followers could never amount to the same, right? And you can tell they just
Mhm.
did it like within the last few weeks. Because when I first
Yes.
was introduced to Caroline, she had like 60,000 followers. So at least they got
Mhm.
her up to 70 or something. But anyway,
Yeah.
um, I didn't know Caroline had an Instagram. But anyway,
Yeah, the producers
they,
they were so shady.
they
They brought up
were
that
so.
they had to like to sum it up to validate what Laura was saying. But they
She
are
was right.
yeah, she's right, but I don't think followers on social media makes you um popular or more this thing.
But you have to remember that Laura makes her money from social media.
I agree with you.
So that's
I
why.
I
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. But I'm just saying, I don't look at the well. Anyway, let's just leave leave this topic of Laura. I'm
Yeah,
exhausted.
yeah, I'm exhausted. By the end of the day, they talked about followers. Toyin checked Choma. I'm glad that she checked Choma for laughing. I laughed when she didn't check Auntie Iyabo because Auntie Iyabo was laughing. Auntie Iyabo was laughing at the same time too, and she didn't check Auntie Iyabo because she knows better. And that's why we call her Auntie Iyabo. You don't play with Auntie Iyabo. And so she checked Chama, which I think she needed to check Chama on that situation because as and I know everyone thinks it was funny because Tony would say fuck shit, fuck shit, fuck shit, but it goes back to what Laura was saying at the end. It was like these people don't like me, so I don't need you to be fighting me in front of them. And then for Choma to be laughing at them fighting was kind of validates what
Yeah, when
Laura
the
is saying at the end.
the the parts when they started the whole fight and all that, where Miriam jumped in. Miriam was so hilarious.
Marianne, she was like center front WWE referee jumping at the feet. And next thing you know, Miriam, I beg, oh, I mean, I have the same stature as you. Okay, Omo. It's not every fight we go more so Yoruba. Tony already told me not to speak Yoruba anymore because I
Please
mess up
try not to
Yoruba.
speak. Yes, because some of us we are not trained. We don't have anybody that is translating this. So try
We're
not to
not
speak.
translating it, but I want to speak my Yoruba. I want to speak my Yoruba here. Okay, Tony, Kilode. No, not Tony. It's Mariam Kilode. What are you doing? You are tiny. You can't be jumping in the front of these people. Laura already took off her earring. Yes, she was wearing an agbada. And you saw that crazy girl, Caroline, the unbothered fire breathing dragon queen, right there. You want to jump in the middle of that? Amor, kilo deo. I beg. Go sit down. Rest.
Oh yeah, this was after they brought the wine for for Chioma. Oh my these two came to watch. They just came to observe because they sat pretty while the fight was going on. Oh my goodness! And I just want to like talk about.
Miriam laid on that ground for so long because and the one thing people kept saying her clothes were torn or whatever. It was not
Was
torn. I
it
have
was
to say though, when Laura threw that water bottle that on Caroline, or like the water,
mm-hmm.
Caroline smashed a glass on her, on Laura.
Yeah,
And I was actually worried that Miriam was going to get hurt by
but
the
yeah.
shattering glass. You know what I mean? So I was really worried about that because I was like, oh Jesus Christ, Miriam. I mean, she's my favorite. Her makeup look, in terms of fashion, like, she's my vibe. I the same way that she wears makeup and the way she dresses is exactly me. That's the exact same way. So this is Miriam's dress, and I wanted to show at the top. You see where that tie is, like the bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bow up there that came off.
Mm-hmm.
So she couldn't really get up because somebody needed to tie that back up
Tying
for her,
back. Mhm.
or she'll be naked. You can't. I mean, yeah, well, Tima, you can't do that. Oh, she can't be naked. So, that's why she laid back. She stayed down, and Laura had on that poncho, the agbada. I would never. When the wig came off, let me see if I have a video. I couldn't even take this. This hurt my soul right here of Laura,
Mhm.
because Laura, none of this needed to happen. None of this needed to happen with Laura.
She brought it up to herself. I mean, everything that happened in this place, she brought it on to herself. As far as I'm concerned,
Yeah, like right here, she was still talking shit. Okay,
she
can
was
we
still
talk
calling her a liar and all that,
Can
and the back
yeah,
and
can we talk about the fact that when Miriam was talking to Laura about the way she treated, that the way Laura treated her in her own, this is what Laura was doing.
um, I
Laura
don't even know
is
what
a
to make of.
Laura is disrespectful. She is uncouth. She is not self-aware. She is That's why no one likes her on the show. I like you, Laura, because to be honest with you, I the only part that me and Laura don't vibe with is the insecure or whatever part of things. But like, the emotions, the loyalty and kind of naivety that people are going to ride for you the way that you ride for them. That's me. All the way. That's Tina all the way. But Laura, if I were any one of those ladies and I saw you do this while one of them was talking, it would be on sight. The Brooklyn in me will come out.
Oh my
Okay, like,
goodness!
are
I'm already
you mad?
exhausted talking about Laura. Like that's how exhausted I am
She's
because this whole
exhausted.
she is exhausting. Like this whole thing wasn't just supposed to happen. The whole fight and everything. I mean, you could have fought her back with words. Caroline kept on cursing you and everything. She didn't go out of character. She was just giving you back to back, everything, word by word, like everything you said to her. She was just saying hurtful things to her. So it was knowing fully well that you cannot fight, that you can't do anything. Like you were just all mouth, all back, no, this thing, bites. She was just backing and everything. So she could have just like contrib- go went back at Caroline with words. I mean, she's a Twitter finger behind the scene, or you'll be on your keypad typing and cursing out people. So
We
now
see
you're
you in
facing.
our comments, Laura. We see you in our comments, Laura. It's okay.
So, like you are now facing the person. You should be able to like speak out, and cause the person back, and not just go back and be forming all gangster and everything. You cannot fight. This is not this isn't what you know how to do. When you know that you
Hmm.
cannot fight, you shouldn't bring yourself to a fight. Caroline came gun blazing. Like she came with ammunitions that Russia, in fact, Russia got nothing on her on this fight. Like she came gun blazing at Laura.
This
Laura
is what
just
Laura came with.
in
This
and
is what
everything.
Laura came with. This is what Caroline came with right here.
So
Can you imagine Agbada and
I,
ready
I
to
don't
fight?
think it was I
Agbada
don't think it was
ready to
necessary.
fight.
Necessary. There was no need for this whole thing. Yet you still did give us. You had the opportunity to slap Caroline that you said 3 times on different occasions that you would slap her. You had the opportunity to do that. You could not do it. Even when you were 5 feet away from her, you could. I thought when after when she said she was leaving, that she wants to go and everything, she was just
And she was walking around, yeah.
the whole place. I thought she was going to like land Caroline a back slap, like target her and give her the slap. Let us know. Okay, finally you gave her the slap, but she couldn't still do it. So, girl, please next time stop all these. You will attack somebody physically and all that. I think that their contract prohibits this rubbish. Like in when Portia, this reminds me of when Portia attacked Kenya Moore on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Actually, like I think they were both sanctioned or so. Um, Portia, at least Portia, she's a street fight. Everybody knew she has fought so many people on that show. She has fought Cynthia Belly. I mean, Cynthia Belly that is as cool as ice water. She fought Cynthia Belly. She fought Kenya Moore. Who else has she fought on that show again? Can't even okay, one of her friend thinks so. She fought as well. So like if you know you cannot fight, be Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore will finish, she will ruin you with her mouth. I mean, you
And that's
already
what
have
Caroline is doing.
it.
That is what Caroline is doing. She is ruining everyone.
She
We
will
don't even
ruin
know if
you
she's
with her
telling the
mouth.
truth or not, but she is ruining everyone, calling them being pimps, saying they're sleeping with married men, all kinds of stuff. And because and with her, she never really denies anything you accuse her of. So like it becomes like the moment you start denying something, you've lost. That's I'm like, okay, well, so I was pimped. Okay, my pussy was that good. They have to pay me for it, bitch. What about you? Your pussy wasn't good enough. Your husband kicked you out. That's what you got to do, Laura. Like,
Like, yeah,
please.
she should have had a lot of comeback for Caroline. Not behind, she will have a lot to say. You had all the opportunity to do everything, to have a comeback with your slap, to have a comeback with your hurtful words. She couldn't just bring anything. There was nothing she should just get. You are lying. You're lying. You will die an untimely death. This, that, blah, blah, blah.
Let's talk
The
about that.
lying,
What is up with Nigerians like putting curses on generations? What is up with that? Like you're gonna die.
yeah,
What's up with
that's
that?
just
I
her
don't
own
understand.
way of coming back at Caroline. A hurtful thing to say, to tell the person you're going to die and
And
everything.
Caroline says back to sender 10,000 times.
Yes, yes. And when she also brought up with that, when they were talking about replica and everything, she said, "Look at someone that got married to a billionaire. You could not afford any designer bag that you were married to, and you brought up this lady's ex-husband, and you don't want her to speak about your own husband. Like, okay, you want to justify that you're the valid one to bring up anybody's husband, and not the other way, the other person bringing up anything about you. Come on, Laura, get out of here.
Can I ask a question? Do people know? Okay, you guys know who Steve Jobs is, right?
Yeah, of course, the late Steve Jobs.
Yeah, the late Steve Jobs. Okay, let me share something with you. Okay, so there's Steve Jobs, and then there's Kanye. I'm doing something because I don't think people understand, and that's the thing that I keep saying that we keep following Oyibo in
Hmm.
this country of ours. Okay, we
Yeah.
keep following Oyibo. Okay, so there's Steve, and then there's Steve. I'm about to show you guys something because I think it's important for me to highlight this. Like every day cannot be show. the richest people, let me tell you this, Warren Buffett is one of the richest men in America. Steve Jobs was one of the richest men. Mark Zuckerberg is one of the richest men. Elon Musk, one of the richest people. You would never see them in designer.
You're even going far to someone that is late and people that are not even in entertainment industry. Let's speak
Exactly.
about
You
Simon
Simon.
Cowell. Simon,
Yeah.
the producer of X Factor. I mean, this man is always on his t-shirts, white t-shirts and all different colors of t-shirts. But this man is rich. He can afford anything he wants.
Look at how Tim Cook dresses. Okay, and I'm gonna
So
take out this picture so
you're
you can
even
see
going
it.
out of people that are not in the industry. So
Yeah,
it's
but look at how they dress. But the reason why I'm bringing this up, I'm not bringing this up for any other reason other than the fact that we need to stop doing the whole, oh, you're not carrying designer bag, blah blah blah. It's not relevant to this. And again, I'm going to check Laura when she's wrong. I'm going to check Caroline when she's wrong. You know. But let's talk about the wigs coming out, and then I think we need to end with the wigs coming out, coming off. Okay, three things we need to end with, and I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm just going to let you talk. Three things we need to end with: the wig
I'm,
coming off.
I'm, I'm
Your
actually
husband
tired.
feeds you. Feed your husband. Um, Iyabo and Choma. Iyabo checking Choma on her fuck shit because Choma was wrong. And I'm
He
glad
was
Auntie
wrong.
Iyabo was like, don't. Auntie Iyabo was like, don't do it. Choma,
Yeah.
I like you. I like you. Don't know. And I love that Auntie Iyabo cleared it. And then we can quickly talk about next episode. They're going to Dubai.
I don't think
I,
it's episode they are going to Dubai. Next episode is where they will announce that they are going to Dubai. But I don't
okay,
think
whatever.
that's going to Dubai.
That
Yeah.
party. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because Laura then separated herself, and Auntie, we heard Auntie Yabo talking about, oh, so Laura has showed up, but she's now separating herself
But
from them.
it's normal. That's what she always do. Like she's been doing that. It's not the first time she separates herself from the group. At
So, what did you think? Let me ask you
Toyin's
a
event
question.
in episode one. You go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. What did you think of Auntie Yabo letting Choma know, don't play with me?
Choma knows not to mess with Auntie Yabo. Auntie Yabo is someone that when you start something, she will finish it for you. And she
Mhm.
knows very well. And let me also put this here. Choma, I've noticed that you're very cautious of the camera. When she was talking to Auntie Yabo, she kept on looking at the camera and everything. Like you don't have to be I just had to like mention this. You don't have to be it doesn't look real if you have to always be cautious of the camera, if you have to always be looking at the camera to portray this perfect look, I'm going to always be calling you out in your bullshit. I will, even though I like you. People say that you're my favorite. Yeah, nobody is my favorite. I was even surprised when people are not saying Tony is my favorite. I can
Because she
remember
was on
when
our podcast.
I remember when people used when I used to drag Toy and people would be like, you don't like Toy, this one. That. Every week, in fact, I must say every week, my favorite changes. Like different. I have different favorite. There was a week Laura was my favorite. I think I mentioned this now. That was our
Yeah.
fashion show. Like I kept on defending her and everything. So at every week, at every point in time, I have a just like my word this week is sugar. Hey! So yes, I think about checking the trauma. It was necessary and it needed to be. She needs to check. I think I've had enough of that trauma's lateness thing. Yes, we are friends and everything. She has called her out on it, and I feel trauma still doesn't want to change. She has
Hmm.
called her out at the table at the dinner. She also called her out at this meeting. And the fact that trauma is still trying to justify her lateness, the woman can't even understand it. Like she really could not just understand why this girl cannot just stop. And she said it. She likes her. She. There are more to this. They know some certain things that we don't know. So I'm sure there may be some penalties that Choma could face that she doesn't want. Being the fact that she likes Choma, she doesn't want Choma to face those penalties. So I like it that she checked Choma because people feel that she cannot check them, the castmates feel that she cannot check Choma and call her out on her BS. So yes, I kind of like the fact that she checked her. He needed someone needs to do it, and who else can do would do it in that group except for Aunty Iyabo. If Tony come at Choma to check on it, because they already have their differences, Choma will have something to say. Laura and Choma don't get along. Caroline and Choma they get along, but I'm sure they will not. They will just. Caroline will accommodate it. She said it.
She
She's
already
not
said
even.
she does. Yeah,
Who?
she accommodates. No, Caroline
Yeah,
already accommodates
yeah,
her.
she already accommodates it, so she can't even be bothered about it. So it's only Auntie Yabo that can do that, and which I like the fact that she did.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Anyway, I'm tired. These people exhaust me, and I
they
have to
did
say,
this whole
Laura
episode really
crying at the end really, really got to me. It really tugged at my little heartstrings. And we asked Toyin about that, and she was very honest about it. And she was just like, "Look, you can't continue to do this to me and then expect this blind loyalty. We didn't sign a contract that we were about to go fight on something." And
Mhm.
I agree with Toyin on this, but I also see where Laura is coming from because I am one of those people who is very naive. And OG, you know this. I'm very naive. In some ways, I'm
You
very
are
naive.
very
You know, you
naive.
you would never realize that I grew up in Lagos in Brooklyn. The way I'm naive, it's Onyibo stuff. Oh, okay, it's Onyibo. Now my Ninja is coming out. After this week, my Ninja is coming out. Anyone who wants to see Pepper, I will show you Pepper. Okay, don't you dare, don't you fuck with me. Okay, but anyway,
Yeah.
the moment I say, "Are you mad?" Just run, run, just run, because Tina is about to come. I will put a whoop down on you. But anyway, so the episode is over. Trauma and Auntie Yabor. Miriam said her piece. I'm glad that Miriam was able to get up. Trauma got her wine in the middle of the fight. And yeah, what else do we have to talk about? I think that's it.
Yeah,
I'm done. I'm
that's it.
tired.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
just
done
too
as
loud.
well. That's actually that's what happened in this episode. Like the fights, it was just all the fights and everything. And Auntie Yabo checking trauma the second time on her lateness, and
Who's your
also
best
Toyin.
dressed this episode?
In time, is it their confessionals or their if it's the whole meeting? My best dress is trauma. I love Toyin's confessional look, but my best dress was
Can we
actually
talk about
Caroline.
Toyin's confessional look?
This is Queen. She was giving Queen, King
No,
of
no, no, no,
Fashion.
no. Yeah, she was giving King Henry the Eighth, King of Fashion. That's what she was giving, and a lot of people didn't understand it. But I got what Toyin was doing right here. Like I got it. But anyway, let's go to your best dress because you've talked about her multiple times.
Yes. Choma Dio Dio.
My favorite
I
part
mean,
was
my
when
girl kept looking, sitting pretty. Like you cannot touch. That was so, and even she had to even say it. Like when that the water touched her. Laura, please don't try to splash water
and then
again. That
and then
water touched.
Toyin called her plastic, right,
Yeah,
on this
plastic
episode. But
girl, Choma.
she
Oh
also
my god.
told her next episode that yeah, you that you were sitting down there looking plastic.
Looking like mannequin. Yes, but you cannot be dressed like this. And you want me to come and dress up my clothes? Hell no. This doesn't. All these they're not cheap. They are not cheap, man. They are not cheap. So she had to protect her. She knows the worth of what she's wearing, so she cannot come and mess it. They cannot. Chioma, dear.
I would say my high points and my favorite fashion and all of this because I knew it was like Cadillac drill, Wonderland drill, throw them bones. I like my favorite thing out of all of this, and I know you guys probably think Tina is messy as fuck and Tina is toxic as fuck, but my favorite thing out of all of this is the unbothered queen that is Caroline.
Caroline.
Caroline took this week. The shades never came off. Okay, she was ready. Hair pulled back. I bet you she had Vaseline on her face. We forgot this part when she told Laura that she wore a sequin wrapper.
Oh my god. I don't know why
Jesus
Laura.
be the shade. Look at
No,
the
Caroline.
leggings that look at the leggings that the unbothered fire dragon wore. Okay, she was ready for war. This is a war. And let me tell you this. You know what? I need to up my game. I need to find somebody to fight with. Ugh, but no one wants my. I need to. Maybe I have to find a younger man and divorce this one so that I can fight with more girls because I
Tina,
am about to see
Tina,
what
are you high on
what.
that? Are you high on that one?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I need to find me a young boy and that we can fight over, and then I can be like, oh,
Oh my
let me
god.
channel my inner Caroline because
I'm
this
not
was
going to be a party to this. Your husband, just in case he listens, I'm not a party to this
it's
one. Whatever
okay,
she's
girl.
saying.
Please, that man listens to everything I do, and he's just like, oh my god, who did I marry? We've been married for
Oh
so
my
long, girl. Please,
god. I'm
we've
not
been
gonna be
married
a
for
party to it.
we've been
I'm not
together and married for so long. He knows I'm all talk.
You're
I'm
like
not letting
Laura, all talk, no bites.
No, 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 no. If I'm gonna fight you, I'm gonna fight you. But he knows I'm all talk when I say, "Oh, I'm gonna find me a younger guy." At the end of the day, Caroline did it for me, and
Yeah.
Caroline took the episode for me. Toyin's confessional look took the episode for me in terms of confessionals. Laura's look with her husband and her confessional is the best she's ever looked, and so
Yes.
I'm gonna give her 8 out of 10
Flowers.
for that,
Yes.
and
She
that's it.
The answer is 0.8.
Oh, Siri's talking to me. Siri's
okay.
telling me it's time to wrap it up.
Okay. Yeah. Thank this whole episode. All I have to
Should I-
say, all I have to say about this whole episode is just it was a mess. It was a mess. Thank God we started off good with the Choma's charity, and they should have just kept it like the whole energy that we've already started with. I wish they had kept that energy. Like this meeting could have been peaceful if Iyabo had called them individual. I keep saying that this
I
whole
disagree with you.
okay,
I
it's okay.
I I disagree with you, and the reason why, and I didn't want them to fight, but the
Mhm.
reason why we have almost a 2 hour long review of episode 8 is because the powers to be decided that to keep this in there and not make it peaceful.
It's true.
That's it.
It's
That's
true.
it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. On that note,
Yeah.
I guess we should look forward to. I think it's Priscilla's birthday. They'll be doing on the next episode. I don't know.
No, I think it's
There's
Toyin's
another.
birthday.
No, that Tony's birthday is the one they are going to Dubai. But there's another one that they did. That's
Oh,
like
Priscilla's birthday. Yeah. Yeah.
there's an event
Well,
where Tony announced that they will be going to
we're going.
Dubai. So I
Yeah.
just hope next week, in next episode, that they will all come
Prissy.
correct and
Hmm.
they, all this whole tension would have died down. That's what I'm looking forward to.
No, and I just want to say to Showmax, I don't care what you do. Okay, I need you to bring me Laura back. the unbothered fire dragon queen back, and that's it. That's all I need. You don't even have to bring the rest back. If I just see those two on the show, I'm fine. I am okay, because let me tell you this, and I know people might drag Tina for this. Let me tell you this. Laura and Caroline are carrying that show right now.
I agree with you. I agree with you. 100%. They are carrying the show. Like they have
Every
to come
week
back.
we're talking about Laura.
Yes, if they're giving us something to talk about. So if they are not in the show, what then are we going to talk about? Who is going to bring the drama? Who
Dior,
is going
Dior,
to
Dior. Dior, Dior.
who is going to bring the drama? Who is going to bring the shade? I like, oh, these two are the ones carrying the show. I'm sure their shoulders hot because they are carrying the show.
Yeah. You have to bring them back. I know that, they're loose cannons, but we love the drama. We are the drama. You are the drama. And so with that, this is the end of the episode. And I'm going to end with saying, Showmax, I don't care what the fuck you're doing, but I am not your mate. Okay? Bring the Real Housewives of Lagos to the United States of America. We have 300 million people. Okay? And we have the whole of Houston, the whole of New York, the whole of Washington, D.C. metropolitan area ready to receive whatever it is that you're going to give to us. Okay? So please bring us the show. And for those of you who are wondering, how can you watch this show? www.showmax.com. If you are not in America, you can watch this show. And if you're not in America, as in Northern America, so Canada, Mexico, you cannot watch the show either. But that's how you can watch the show. We are no way affiliated with Showmax or the producers or anything that is going on with the Real Housewives of Lagos. Just because we have Toyin on our podcast on Friday doesn't mean that we know her. She would drag us, we would drag her. Okay? Disclaimers.
Yeah.
I'm putting on my lawyer hat. I'm making sure that all that money that was paid for my education is coming into
Yes,
like
girl. It's
a
very
big
much
drum. Yeah. So yeah, so we're not affiliated. We're just having fun. We're just two fans. We met on Twitter randomly 2 weeks ago, and we decided that we wanted to talk about the show. I hope you guys enjoyed our recap. If you don't, I'm sure I'm going to hear you guys in the comment. Laura, you will be there in your other account, but that's okay. Yes, we will hear you in the comments, and we'll talk about it. And we're not offended, we're not upset, we understand how you feel. No stand culture, we're not standing anybody. I only stand me and my husband. That's it. Og, let's close out the show, babe.
I'm already out. I'm
All right,
signing
guys.
out. I'm
All right, guys,
signing
don't
out.
yeah, you're signing out. Okay, guys, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on anywhere you get podcasts: Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, everywhere. Player FM, iHeart, everywhere. You can find our podcast everywhere that you get podcasts. Also, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're not that great, but we also want you to go to Auntie Fumi's channel, and I'll put the link to her channel in our description on all podcasting platforms and on YouTube. Go check out Auntie Fumi because she is literally the first supermodel in West Africa. Okay, and you need to go check out our auntie because she is everything. So with that, until next week, bye. OG, say bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.